Well, hey guys, this is DK Spencer, and I just want to tell you guys, first of all, if you're new to my channel, make sure to check it out and see that I've been around for several years. I've got over 1,900 videos, mostly to do with less lethal air guns, ballistics, anything that's not FFL regulated firearms for home and personal defense, and then just a lot of fun stuff too. So check that out, but then a little bit of background on me to let you know kind of my qualifications for doing this. So other than my ballistic stuff, and I've been involved in ballistics literally since before I could drive, but I'm also a nurse practitioner. Now, I've been a nurse practitioner for right at a decade now, like a couple of months short of a decade. I was a registered nurse before that. I think I've been a registered nurse for like 24 years, but I'm a nurse practitioner, which is in other countries, I think they call it prescribing nurse or whatever. So I function just like a doctor. I have my own prescription pad. I go around, see people, write orders, and move on. I'm not like working in a hospital, wearing scrubs and that kind of thing. I have my own practice. I have autonomy. I don't have to practice under a doctor. Anything like that. So I'm pretty, in the medical field, I'm pretty up there. I have a master's in science. And again, I've been working in medicine. I'm 47 years old, and I've been working in medicine since I was 17 years old. And been doing ballistics since literally before that. So, just to give you that background, there's a lot of discussion, and I get in arguments and stuff with people, and most of the people that understand this stuff, they get it, and that's it. But for those that don't, I'm going to give some reasons here, and this is one new point that I've not made in my other videos that I want people to understand. So I'm really good at giving a shot, and there's a reason for that. So I understand something that a lot of nurses don't really get. And here's what that is. So let's say this is your skin. All right, so there's some hairs coming out. All right, so some nurses will give a shot, and trust me, this is about less lethal, but some nurses will give a shot and they're timid or whatever, and they put the needle in really, really slow. That hurts, okay? I can give a shot, and everybody, when I give a shot, they're like, oh my gosh, that's the best shot I've ever had. I didn't even feel it. I dart it in as fast as humanly possible. Let me tell you why. So, close to the surface of your skin, and on the surface of your skin, you have receptors. Slang term would be pinch receptors, and that's what we're going to go with for the purpose of this video. All right, so you do not have as many or as specific of a kind of these in deeper tissues, okay? So you have different types of receptors that pick up different types of pain, burn, pressure, different stuff like that, okay? So the surface of your skin is the most easiest place for stuff to happen that your body needs to warn you about, like touching something hot. You don't touch it with the inside of your skin first. So the majority of your receptors are on the outside of your skin, where the dangerous area is going to touch first, send a signal to say, hey, say ouch, and jump away from whatever you're touching right now, because it's bad. You keep touching it, it's going to cause damage. So it only makes sense for those receptors to be in that area. Okay, so here's the thing. When you're given the injection, if you give the injection really, really fast, and you push past these receptors instantly, they don't have time to pick up on it, and you don't feel the shot, okay? You do it slow on the surface of the skin where all these receptors are, and you're pushing, indenting that surface and pushing with that sharp needle. You have time to perceive that, and it hurts, okay? So first of all, the surface of the skin hurts worse than if you quickly push something past the surface of the skin that gets stuck an inch under the skin, okay? That's number one. All right, number two, when you go in that surface of the skin with less lethal, you're not going 12 inches deep into this, all right? You're going a couple of inches, all right? There's no vital organs an inch deep into your skin. And if there were, it would be not hitting it with enough power to stop to do anything to it, right? So I'm not going to go into a lot of specifics with what the FBI says is actually deemed dangerous when it comes to penetration. But check out the article. It puts it into perspective. We're talking to do temporary tissue cavitation 2,000 feet per second. Is any of you guys getting anything close to 2,000 feet per second? No. All right. Depth. And again, read the article. It goes into it. But the depth that is required for penetration to actually be something that you're worried about, something that's actually going to not only push through all this adipose tissue, you're pushing through your cutaneous layers, your adipose tissue, your muscle layer, and then hitting a vital organ with enough power to actually penetrate and hurt, destroy whatever that organ. You're doing a lot, son. You're doing a lot, okay? There's a lot more to it than what you think, all right? So anyway, so you got that. That's number 2. All right, number 3. We're going to use the same drawing on everything. It's just a box. But number 3, when it hits on the surface, it activates all those receptors around it. It hurts, okay? Period. All of your force is right here where you want it, okay? When something penetrates tissue, remember, tissue is mostly water, right? You ever see people shoot a bullet into water to stop it, right? Water stops bullets. Why? It dissipates the energy. So when you penetrate into the tissue, now your energy dissipates all throughout this tissue here. So you're not getting this solid impact here. You're getting a dissipation of energy. So you're going past the part that hurts and into the fluid-filled area that dissipates the energy. So even less effective. So now you lose your knockdown. That's, what are we at, 3? And then here's the elephant in the room. If you're marketing something, if that's your goal and you're making that public, and you're making it public that you feel that it's your goal because it's more effective, then you're basically trying to act like that you're turning something into a firearm. You're using it to literally cause internal damage, because it's not going to cause more knockdown power by merely penetrating the surface of the skin. You're putting something in there that's just going to be removed the next day after you've already been robbed. So if you really are thinking that penetration is going to be effective, then you're thinking that it's actually going to hurt vital organs and, work like a firearm. So therefore, you're actually not in the mindset of less lethal. You're trying to penetrate with the intent of causing internal damage to cause morbidity and mortality. So therefore, you run into a lot of legal issues. So just bear that stuff in mind. It's silly to try to act like you want this stuff to penetrate into the skin. It hurts less. It does less knockdown power. It's more liability. And, it's just straight up less effective. All right. So anyway, I'll get off my soapbox. This is kind of like the light versus heavy thing. This is one of those discussions that I'm passionate about, but I'm also tired of. But I did want to make that point. I'll leave it alone. You guys comment away. Love you guys. Like, subscribe. Catch you on the flip side. All right, so one more quick point. Whenever you're doing any kind of testing, like with dead animals and stuff, one thing that you've got to remember, because you're going to get more penetration in that than you would a human, than a live human anyway, not a dead human. But one thing you've got to realize, if somebody's getting ready to get shot and they know it's coming and they have living and or, the second part makes it even more, tensed muscle tissue. You think about how hard a bodybuilder's muscle can be, or you think about these martial artists, how hard their muscles can be on an impact, right? They can break wood. They can, you know what I'm saying? You've got literally like hard muscle versus if you're shooting into a dead animal, you've got dead, flaccid muscle tissue. It's like the difference between shooting through an inch of water or 2 inches of concrete, like in some cases. I'm exaggerating that. I don't know, but you get what I'm saying. That wasn't a factual statement. Everything else has been though. but you know what I'm saying. I mean, you just think about feel one of your muscles, feel a dead muscle on an animal, feel one of your muscles that's not tensed, and then if you have any muscle tone, feel one of your muscles that is tensed and see the difference. And that is, another part, because I know somebody will probably argue something about like, some carcass test or something. But anyway, so there's that. All right. Toodles.